Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see for today's video, I have no makeup on. We are completely bare and fresh faced because today we're going to be doing a review slash wear test video. So for today's video, we are going to be testing out the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation and loose setting powders, as you can see here. So if you're interested to see on how these products wear and how they look on the skin, then let's go ahead and jump on into the video. All right, so I do want to go ahead and talk about the foundation for a second. This is the packaging. It looks similar here on to the actual product. I haven't opened this yet. I did get the color 305 in, so 305 neutral. And this is what the packaging looks like. So I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't like the way it looks so huge, but at the same time, I understand the purpose of it, and it's supposed to be for working makeup artists who can just be able to grab it out of their kit easily and to speed up their process. But the packaging itself with the glasses just looks very chic. But the one thing that does kind of bug me that everybody's hyping up the packaging is that it looks literally like the NARS Longwear foundation minus the huge lettering on the back, even though they do have their huge branding right here, except for their cap is matte and the Anastasia one is glossy, which both of the packagings are very, very pretty, but I just think that this one was kind of overhyped. I don't know, it's nice. I just think that it was overhyped whenever it was something that had never been done before. But it is nice. And I feel like the same thing happened too when they came out with the Dewy Mist for their packaging. People loved the way the bottle was, and I'm like, it looks exactly like MAC Fix Plus. And then we have the powder, and this thing is literally so huge. So yeah, this is huge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read some details about the foundation. On the packaging itself, it says it's vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. And then some more details about it. It says it's water-resistant, long-wearing formula with medium coverage, gives a complexion of a fresh, radiant look with a lightweight second skin feeling, mask discoloration, unevenness, and blotchiness while giving skin a natural, healthy-looking radiance. No flashback formula creates a soft focus effect and does not oxidize. So that's important because oxidization kind of sucks sometimes when you're trying out a new product. Comes in a sleek, modern component with a custom hygienic pump that dispenses just the right amount of product. Suitable for all skin types, including sensitive skin. Formulated without gluten, parabens, alcohol, oil, mineral oil, or talc. Clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, and non-comedogenic, which is what the package says. Cruelty-free and vegan, also what the package says. And then available in 5 shade categories: fair, light, medium, tan, and deep, and 3 undertones: cool, warm, and neutral. And then it just says what you compare it with. And this is off of like the Ulta website because that's where I got it from, which I didn't even know Ulta had it. And then I walked in and like, bam, it's just right there in the front. And then the powder says vegan, gluten-free, non-comedogenic, dermatologist tested, alcohol-free, and long-wearing. The foundation has, where's it at, 1.0 fluid ounces, which is normal for foundation. And then the powder has 0.9 ounces, which I feel like they normally have more. And then the foundation does have a pump, which is nice. Powder has like this little film on it. Hack, if you're doing your makeup and you can't take off the little film where the little thing is at, I always just pick my tweezers onto it so I can lift it up and take it off the way. Because of my nails, I struggle. Yeah, so I just got the translucent one just because I felt like there wasn't really one that worked for me. I feel like the light would have maybe been too light, and then the banana is too deep for me. So for the powder, here's some of their facts. It says lightweight, silky, loose powder formula is easily blendable and sets makeup with a smooth, flawless matte finish. Melts into the skin to perfect, brighten, and keep makeup set all day. Delivers a long-wearing effect to makeup. Powder absorbs oil, minimizes shine, and mattifies, which is nice because I'm kind of medium, like normal to oily. Finely milled, super fine powder blurs the look of fine lines, unevenness, and pores. We'll see here on my laugh lines. 4 tinted shades for light, medium, tan, and deep. Skin tones plus 1 universal translucent shade, which is the shade I have. Formulated without gluten and oil. Clinically tested, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. Cruelty-free and vegan. Alright, so enough with that. Let's go ahead and jump on into actually trying the product. It does say that it's medium coverage, but I believe it's also medium to full. So I always use more pumps than the instructions say, but it's not coming out. Okay, there it goes. So I think I'm gonna start off with 2. I know I'm probably gonna end up going to 3, but for now I'm gonna start off with 2. I was gonna use a primer for today's video just to kind of justify the foundation and make it seem like I gave it a try, but at the same time I haven't been using primer lately, so I also don't want to change up what I've been doing to make it different from what I've been doing to also make it seem like I didn't give it a fair shot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it on top of my moisturizer like I've been doing my makeup lately. So already I can tell that it is, I mean, it looks pretty medium coverage because it looks like it's covering up my scarring already. And I think when I was in the store, you know, that I picked a pretty good shade match because it looks pretty good. And it's always hard for me to test out foundations, especially when they don't offer enough undertones, because a brand can come out with like 60 shades, but it can be 40 light shades that are like changing one little thing of their pigmentation underneath it or something about it, and then come out with like all the darker shades that don't really have the different undertones, which I feel like is important, because I can find a perfect shade match, or at least what I think looks like one, and then once it sits on my face and I guess oxidizes in a sense, it won't match me anymore. So that's just 2 pumps, and again, I use a lot, and I know it's probably because I do use a sponge, but I just like the way that the sponge application looks better. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the other half of my face. And I used about half of that pump, so I'm gonna go in with the other half and cover up areas that I feel need to be covered. All right, so that's kind of like with 2.5-ish pumps. And it looks really, really nice, but I do have some left. So I'm just gonna kind of put it where I want more coverage. Not necessarily that I think I need it, as of right now, but just because I have it left over, I'm just gonna go ahead and make that work. Also too, I don't really ever blend it down my neck, one, because that's a lot more product that I would be using, but also too, I feel like if it's a good enough match, you shouldn't have to do that. Again, that's just my opinion. And also, like, I'm Latina, and I feel like it's a struggle because, you know, we all have body hair, and everybody has hair all over their body, like, regardless if you think you do or not. And something that I was very insecure about was, like, the hair that I have, because mine is just really dark. Like, my sister's isn't dark, but mine is super dark. So, like, pretty much you can see, like, my hair, and so, like, even on my neck, like, you can see it. And so I feel like that also kind of affects the way that my shade would look, and it makes it look a different color than my face, even though I do have like hair on my face, but it's not as dark as like the rest of my body hair. Some places on my face it is, but I do shave my face. You can do, trust me, it's just as long as you do it the right way. But yeah, so I think that this foundation is a really, really good match. I think that I do look very luminous because, as you can see in the camera, I look like I'm glowing. And I don't have anything on underneath except for my moisturizer, that is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer. All right, I'm just gonna blend out my concealer. So I mean, it looks like it's blending out pretty good with the concealer, the foundation and the concealer together. I feel like it looks pretty. I have like this little mirror here, and one side is normal, one side's magnified. Honestly, I feel like it looks really good. I feel like my pores are kind of like hidden now. Okay, so I went ahead and put some of the powder onto the lid because I don't want to just reach right out of the, I don't want to reach straight out of the product. And I'm gonna go ahead and set my face like normal, so I'm just gonna start by setting my under eyes. Now I'm gonna set my lids. Again, I don't want to change anything that I do differently to my routine, so I'm just following all of that, but with these products. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with this powder as well, just because we want to give it a fair shot. And I'm doing the same thing, packing it in with my blender. And if you want a more luminous finish, obviously you can skip this step. You don't have to set the entire face. But however, I'm not really comfortable with leaving it without setting it. So I always set my face, mostly because I feel that It does make my makeup last longer, but also I just don't want to get super oily. And being that it is a luminous foundation, I am a little worried that I would get even more oily faster if I didn't set it. But I do feel like it's kind of patchy and separating that I'm setting it this way. So I'm probably gonna have to go in with a brush and just kind of pack on the powder a little bit better. I don't know if it's just because it's my sponge or what, but I'm just gonna kind of go and set it better. I'm pretty much just locking it in. So far it looks super like cakey and kind of patchy down here. I don't know if you guys can see that off camera, but normally even if that does happen after I set my face with my Fix Plus or whatever spray, it looks better. I'm just gonna kind of show you guys like what that really looks like. So this is what it's looking like right now. I don't know if you can see what I mean, but it's like patching together. Over here it looks okay, but over here it's like patching together. But it does look really nice right here. It's just right here. It looks kind of bad after I started setting it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I'll be right back to kind of conclude my thoughts about it right now. All right, so I went ahead and just did the rest of my full face of makeup. This is what it looks like right now. I think it looks very, very pretty, and I think after setting it, you know, where I was talking about right here, this little problem area was pretty much fixed after setting it. But I do think that it looks very, very nice. It's not, I wouldn't say it's fully matte, but it's pretty matte, like more of a demi matte. But I think that it looks really, really nicely. We'll see how it wears because it is a luminous foundation. So regardless of if I set any kind of foundation, depending on the coverage, whether it be dewy or whether it be matte, I feel that even if it is like supposed to be dewy or luminous, that I do get slightly oily, slightly faster. So we'll see how it wears. I'll go ahead and show you guys an iPhone video to see what it looks like more close up. So as you can see, this little problem area, it looks like it pretty much was fixed. But I think that the rest of the face looks really, really good. I feel like my pores look super blurred right here, which is really nice. And I don't know, I just feel like overall that the skin looks really, really good. So we'll see how it wears, you guys. All right, so it is 1:30 right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that as a time that we are starting, and then I'm gonna check back in with you guys in about an hour and then about 2 hours just to see how the foundation is wearing and with the powder as well. So I'll check back in with you guys and see y'all back in about an hour. Alrighty, so it's 3 o'clock. It's been an hour and a half and it's wearing pretty well so far. I did go eat lunch, so it is kind of coming off like around my lips just a little bit, and I do have like some creasing here, so that's pretty normal because I always crease just on specifically this side where my smile line is at. I haven't found anything to prevent that yet, but I mean, other than that, it looks pretty good. For the most part, I mean, it's wearing like a normal foundation would. But yeah, so I'll check back in with you guys in a few hours. It is now 8:35. It's officially been 7 hours since I've been wearing the foundation. In camera, at least on my iPhone camera that I'm using right now, I want to say that it looks pretty good from a distance. Then up closely you can see I'm very, very oily underneath my nose and around my nose, which is fine because I get oily on my nose regardless. But it is like oily next to it and like my cheek area. But again, that's like my most problem area. Sorry, I'm like looking at the mirror in front of me. That's why I like keep not looking at the camera. But other than that, I mean, I think it looks pretty damn good to have been wearing for 7 hours. Again, it's a luminous foundation, so it's not matte. I tried to make it, you know, demi-matte with the powder, and it worked for the most part. And it's lasted me, and honestly, I do think that my face looks pretty good to have been wearing it for 7 hours. Again, I haven't touched up, so yeah. This is what it looks like so far. So I will check back with you guys in about an hour for my last and like final check-in. This is what it looks like 8 hours into wearing it. Again, oily around the nose and the cheeks. But that is because I haven't touched it up any. So yeah, that's what it looks like as of right now. Of course, if I wore this foundation again, I would be touching it up through the day just a little bit, just so I don't look as oily. But to give like a true and honest review, I didn't want to mess with it at all. The only thing that I did was put a little bit more lip gloss before coming on, but that was it. I haven't touched my actual face itself. So yeah. And honestly, I would say that this foundation is holding up pretty damn good. Gunnar and I went to Houston today, and we were out in the heat for like 2 to 3 hours. I was literally sweating like all over, and my face, like I was trying, like I didn't want to like have to like dab it or touch it or anything. So I actually made it through without having to do that. And it still looks pretty good for being out in the heat, the Houston heat. It was, mind you, it was like 98 degrees today. So yeah, I mean, I think it holds up pretty well, and I think honestly it would do even better maybe with the primer. Even though I do think with just like my moisturizer, as I've been using as a primer lately, I think it came out pretty good. I definitely would give this foundation a thumbs up. I love it. I think maybe the powder helped it a lot too, to make it look so good. So now I kind of want to try it out with my Maybelline Fit Me powder just to see how it looks and wears. I do have creasing here, but again, I don't have that all the time. So I definitely would recommend this foundation. It was $38, I believe. Don't quote me on that yet though. Okay, so yes, the foundation is $38 and the powder is $36. And I got those both from Ulta, so those are the Ulta prices, which I'm pretty sure are the universal prices from wherever you get them from. But yeah, those are the Ulta prices. And yeah, so I mean, I would recommend the foundation for sure. It's kind of hard to try powders and primers just because, you know, with all of the other makeup and everything combined, it's hard to tell. But I would say that the powder did hold well. I mean, my under eyes look pretty normal as they do. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend both of them. I really like them. If you're oily, I definitely would recommend setting the foundation. If you're more to the normal to dry side and you want to wear it as a luminous foundation, so be it. And I think you would be fine without setting it. Just obviously my preference is to set my foundation. So yeah, those are my final thoughts on the foundation. I don't know, I just felt like my face looked really smooth today, but again, I also didn't touch it up throughout the day. You know, do I wear this on a normal day? I definitely probably would touch it up just a little bit so I don't look so oily around the nose. But other than that, I think it wore pretty great. Definitely recommend the foundation and the powder. But like I said, it's kind of hard to tell since they kind of go hand in hand. So that is it for today's video. I really enjoyed doing this kind of video, this review wear test video, so give it a thumbs up if you liked seeing this type of video. I want to definitely do more of these as more products continue to come out. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video and want to see more of these types of review and wear test videos. And before you leave, if you would like to see more content from me, don't forget that you can hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe if you are not subscribed to me already, and also hit the notification bell right next to it. That way you don't miss whenever I upload a new video. So that is it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye my loves.